Lately, I've been paying close attention to what's happening around search and AI, not in a panicked way and not in an everything is changing so I need to pivot way, but in a noticing patterns kind of way. Between newsletters I read, podcasts I listen to, and conversations happening in the online business space, I started wondering something pretty specific. Has the rise of AI changed the way Google Ads and SEO actually work? And more importantly, is intent-based marketing still relevant? Because if AI is changing how people search, then logically it should affect how our businesses grow. So instead of guessing, I looked at my own business. This past fall was one of my most lucrative seasons ever. 2024 versus my last 6 months of 2025, the difference in bookings, and you can see that for each corresponding month, my 2025 bookings beat out my 2024 bookings, except for November. So overall, the end of my year in 2025 was significantly better than my 2024. My website traffic was significantly higher than it was last year. Shows my website traffic in 2025, which is the dark blue line, versus 2024, which is the dotted blue line. And at the top left corner, you can see that it says that my 2025 traffic increased by 51%. There were a few things that I actually did in 2025 that probably contributed to that. One of them was I increased my Google Ads spend from $10 a day to $12 a day. And this did increase my leads and my traffic, my leads and my conversions. More than that, I think I created some geo-targeting pages at the beginning of last year, and I think those contributed to a lot more traffic, as well as adding two different types of services to what I offer as a photographer. So I think all these things increased my traffic. Also, if you see that spike in traffic it was actually mid-August that it happened, that is an anomaly. It was one of those bot web pages that got a hold of my website, so I immediately blocked that, and you can see that it was literally one day, and I think it added like 500 people to that day. So I just wanted to show you my traffic for 2025 versus 2024. My Google Ads outperformed my previous year. In 2025 versus 2024, I increased my ad spend a little bit in 2025 from $10 a day to $12 a day, and it did result in a few more conversions and better overall performance. In 2025, I spent $21 per lead and $42 per conversion. In 2024, I spent $23 per lead and $43 per conversion. So overall, 2025 was a better year for my Google Ads campaign versus 2024. This is the part that usually surprises people. I posted on social media less than 5 times all year. This means I wasn't relying on trends, algorithms, or constant content creation to bring in clients. New clients came from Google Ads, SEO, repeat clients, and organic referrals. And I don't even have a formal referral system in place. So when I asked myself whether AI had negatively impacted intent-based marketing, the answer was very clear: no. And here's why that actually makes sense. AI has changed how people gather information, but it hasn't changed when they're ready to buy. People use AI to explore ideas, compare options, and get clarity. But when they're ready to take action, when they're ready to book, hire, or invest, they search. They still go to Google. They still type things like family photographer near me, newborn photographer in Austin, or brand photographer for small businesses. That moment is intense, And that's the moment Google Ads and SEO are designed for. One thing I want to mention, because it comes up a lot, is website traffic. If you're looking at your analytics and seeing a lot of traffic labeled as direct, you're not alone. That doesn't mean people are memorizing your website and typing it into their browser. What's happening is that browsers are getting more aggressive about privacy, referrer data is getting stripped, and search and email traffic often loses attribution. So demand hasn't disappeared. Tracking, unfortunately, has just gotten messier. This is why I always encourage photographers to focus less on labels and more on what actually matters: leads, bookings, and revenue. Now, I'm not anti-AI, quite the opposite in fact. I use AI all the time and love it, but I don't use it as a replacement for strategy. I use it to support systems that already work, to clarify messaging, speed things up, and help me think more efficiently. AI doesn't replace Google Ads or SEO. It works alongside them. Search isn't disappearing, it's getting more intentional. And that's very good news, especially for local service-based businesses. In the next video, I'm going to talk more about proximity search, near-me behavior, and why local businesses are actually positioned really well right now. I'll see you there.